Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to the date ramp video. I'm going to show you guys how exactly I close one date every single week, and I've done so for 3 months, and how I close 50% of first dates that I go on. Cool. Let's look at it. Number one is some proof. So here's me just with some girls in Europe last month. Nothing crazy, kind of cool. All right. Now let's look at a text message a friend sent me slash client. Analyzing previous first dates, I botched them. I was friend zoning myself by accident. Friend zoning is not good, right? So we want to avoid that. Why does that happen? Two reasons. Um, no escalation, or his analysis could be wrong, but it's most likely. I actually know him. It's definitely escalation all at once. But the other reason it can happen is no escalation. So the date ramp is going to take care of those two things. Let's look at it. Let's go to the old iPad. Okay, cool. Sweet. So there's three parts to a date, right? Oh, pen's off. Three parts to a date. Let's call it planning. And then let's call this escalation. And then let's call this pulling. Okay. Planning is where a lot of guys mess up. They already know that, they know what's going to happen on a date, basically. They know the girl's coming. They know they're going to do X activity for, Y hours. So they already have an idea of what's going on. And most guys are not planning to have a goal. Like, the goal of a good date is a pull and like a close. Unless, maybe you're religious or something else. But if you're watching this video, it's probably not you. The goal of a good date is a pull and a close. For girls and guys alike, that's just the goal of a good date. Okay, so we know what's going to happen, which means we can make a plan to prepare for that, end goal, and make that like the most likely scenario. We can look at, logistics, activities, best places to go, why, transportation, things like that, just to set up the date so that you have like over a 50% chance at closing the date, essentially. So a lot of guys actually just, skip that part. There's like, I'm nervous. I just want to go out there and, do my best and hope she likes me, basically. Not at game launch. We want to make a plan. We want to win. We don't want to waste time. We want, the best results that can happen. So step one is planning. Number two, escalation. So let's look at it like this. The date ramp. This is where we get the name. Everything is escalation. So on a date, in order for a date to be good, the goal has to be for you and her to end up at a place where good things can happen. That's the goal. To get to a good place, or a place where good things can happen, we have to escalate. We have to move up the ramp and towards the goal. So we're escalating towards pull. In order to escalate, you don't have to, but it's a lot easier to begin at a place that can be escalated from easily. Basically, what I mean by that is it's easier to escalate from this point, on the map versus this point. If you're trying to escalate from a point all the way up here, you're going to need a helicopter. This is a helicopter, I promise you. All right, let's just write H there. That's a helicopter. If you're trying to escalate from a point that's way up there, it's difficult. If you're at the top of the mountain, how are you going to climb higher, right? So we start at the bottom. It makes it easy, especially if you're an introvert, you're like low energy, you're just like chill. It works better for a date. Why? girls feel the change in their emotions more than the current state of their emotions. So starting here is almost the same as starting here to a girl. They actually, it might, to a guy, it might seem like you want the date to just like click right at the start. In your head, you might think that's probably best. But like I said, girls feel the change more. If you're an introvert and you start up here, what's going to happen to your energy over 2-3 hours? It's going to go like this. And this is where, you get like the goodnight kiss on the cheek, like, thank you for, $100 steak and wine and entertainment. See ya. Like, see ya never. So we want to avoid that. Okay, so this is why the date ramp is structured like this. We're going upwards, escalating everything towards the pole. Okay, so yeah, the girls feel the change more than the current state. So it doesn't matter if you start up here or there, escalate towards a pole. It's the same either way, except you're conserving energy and you're using it more wisely. And it's congruent with the story, the emotions, and every other part of the date ramp that I'll show you guys as well. Okay, cool. And lastly, so that basically covers all sorts of escalation, flirtation, venues, topics, conversations, physicality. Everything is covered in the date ramp, and it goes up and it just gives you guys like formats so that you can basically replicate it. A lot of guys think all that stuff is like a lot harder than it has to be. It took me maybe 2 or 3 months to start closing dates consistently. And what I found is I would try to like copy scripts, formats. I would copy, stories from other people. But basically, you can get results a lot faster than that if you just have, 2 or 3 things you're focusing on, and you have like a checklist. You just hit like these 3 things. You can just start getting results. You don't have to wait like multiple months like I did. And some people even take years to do it. But yeah. So it's a lot simpler than a lot of people think. And then the last part is pulling. There's like an art to it, yes. But I just want to get people results quickly, so I just give you guys like exactly, what to say. And there's like 2 things to say. There's like a checklist, like I said, 1, 2, 3, make sure they're checked off, and then you just do it. You have good logistics, you go for it, and you make a pull simple. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to run a workshop on it on Tuesday, the 10th of September at 2 p.m. Eastern. So click the links below to check it out, and I hope to see you there. Thank you for watching.